What up, family? Welcome back to the Betting Exchange. Let's talk about Rangers, Devils, Madison Square Garden in the building. The rivalry is renewed once again. Devils coming in hot. They're on their third of a 4-game road trip. They've been 2-2 in their last 4 games as visitors. But you know, you throw that all out when you got a rivalry game set up. So I need to ask y'all all these questions on the ice to see which way we're leaning and what we're going to do. Now, let's talk about the Devils right now. They're favored at plus 1,600 to make the playoffs. Now, the NHL is only a quarter of the season away, so this is like way too early predictions, a fourth of the way in the season. Do you think they can keep this hot streak going, or is the rest of the division, able to catch up?
I believe the division will eventually catch up. There's a lot of ebbs and flows in the NHL season. 82 games. You know, you're talking about the first quarter of the season. This is a young team. They're playing great hockey right now. They're flying around. You got guys like Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt playing well, 25 points each. This team is exciting, but there's going to be some injuries. There's going to be some woes into the season. How can they handle that is going to be the question.
Hot is not even the word to use. White hot, blistering hot, whatever you want to say, because that's what they've been. 18-4 right now, tied with the Bruins, 36 points for top of the Eastern Conference. They've won 9 of 10, 15 of their last 16, 9 straight on the road. I mean, they are locked all the way in. So minus 1,600, the division may catch up, but they're going to make the playoffs. Minus 145, maybe a little rich this early to start looking at the division, but they're locked in right now.
I mean, it's better to start hot than not, right? You know? Right, so right. If they're cooking with this 18 points, 18 wins at 18, 36 points, if they're cooking with that and they're starting off strong, it bodes well for their future success and their playoff success, which is what I want to talk to you right now. They're at plus 600 odds to take the conference in the face of this hot start. So is this facts or is this cap? Or are they going to keep it going? Is this something that you would sprinkle on for them to make the deep run and come out of the East? Or do you think they regress to the mean? Is this not really a good bet?
I think they stay rocking. I mean, listen to some of these numbers. This is nothing to sneeze at. Third in goals per game, averaging almost 4, 3.73. First in goals allowed, so they're scoring almost 4. They're not giving any up, 2.18 goals against. Then when they do make a mistake, they're 7th in penalty kill at 82%. So this team looks very good. I try to avoid when I'm thinking about stuff to bet that eventually a team has to do this.
Right.
Let's wait till they show us that they're starting to tail off or they're not playing at an elite level like the Devils have been playing before I start thinking about fading them in certain spots.
Well, I mean, when you look at teams like the Islanders who are starting to get into their groove, the Rangers are going to eventually pick things up. They can't play this bad. You know, I feel like for the Rangers right now, they're playing like they're supposed to be here, where last year they had the chip on their shoulders. They're going to get that chip, and they're going to start playing that aggressive hockey again. So I look for the Rangers and the Islanders to kind of close that gap between them and the Devils.
Right, and let's talk about the Rangers. Right now, they're at minus 140 to make the playoffs. They sit right outside the wild card with the Lightning and the Hurricane right above them. Would you bet it at this price? Or you know, they can make up some ground going forward. So would you lock in this price right now at minus 140 for the Rangers to make the playoffs?
I wouldn't. I think, there's 6 teams ahead of them right now. This is very early in the season, and I wouldn't pay the extra money, that juice to get this. But I do think the Rangers will make a run and eventually get into the playoffs.
They haven't been playing that well. I think they pick it up and start to really look like the team they did last year as the season goes on. Minus 140 could potentially be the best price you get all year, because once they start rolling, that number's going to start to go up. Minus 175, minus 180, minus 200. So if you believe they're going to get it together and get out of that middle of the pack spot that they're in and have been to start the year, minus 140 might be a solid price to get.
Right. You could take it as a better mentality versus the gambler mentality, right? The better mentality, lock it in now because they're eventually going to play better. The gambler mentality might say, let's wait and see if they fall off a little bit more, get a better price, lock it in there, and then when they go on their eventual run to make the playoffs, then you get a better price. But once again, if you base it off of what is supposed to happen, you may get burned.
The scoring's got to pick up. 18th in goals per game, averaging just a touch over 3 The offense has to pick up because we know about Shesterkin and the guys on D. They're great on the penalty kill as well. So if they could get the offense rolling, that number will go up, and then they'll look better to make the playoffs.
All right, real quick, let's talk some Norris Trophy. Adam Fox is plus 700. Favorite behind Cole Makar at plus 130. Is it worth the price to sprinkle a little bit on Fox to be named the best defenseman?
I think so. At plus 700, it's worth a little bit of a sprinkle because this award usually goes to the best offensive defenseman.
Right.
So the guys that are picking up points, and Fox runs the power play for the Rangers. So at plus 700, it might be worth a little bit of a sprinkle. Like our guy Monaco says, coffee money, a little breakfast
lunch money,
It might be worth a little touch at plus 700.
Yeah, I would sprinkle something on Fox. I mean, he's averaging a point a game, doing a great job of distributing the puck, running that offense from their defensive position. So you never know what happens with injuries. This is a long season. I would sprinkle some money on it.
Top 10 in power play kill, and he runs it. So that's also another attribute to look at when you're looking at.
The rivalry is renewed.